record, I guess I don't have to introduce myself, if I can introduce me. Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, committee members. Thank you for the opportunity to testify here today. This is really personal and very important to me. So, as a grassroots organization, we're based out of North New Jersey. We've been operating on a shoestring budget. While funding is extremely important, policy and barriers is also removing these policies and barriers that prevents credible messengers like myself from going into schools and mentoring our youth. There was a lot that was spoken here today, people testified about, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and when you spoke and you gave the example of Kenyatta yourself, I said, wow, that's me, that was me, as a teenager. As a kid that grew up, as Rebecca mentioned, in a home that I was exposed to violence even before I went into the streets, right, by an abusive stepfather. And like so many juveniles that grew up in the social and economical environment that still exists today in our communities, have to face, we made bad decisions, but that doesn't make us bad individuals. I want to highlight two men that were waved up, and let me state unequivocally that we oppose the waiver of our children into the adult system. Under any circumstances, kids should be treated like kids. One example is a young man, Samuel Quiles, who also was raised in an abusive environment at home and was deemed incorrigible, unredeemable, and was waived up at the age of 17. Today, Mr. Samuel Quiles graduated from Rutgers cum laude. Also, he works with a diversionary program, No Solutions, and is giving back to the community. Another gentleman that I would like to highlight is Mr. Damien Venable, who was waived up at the age of 16 and was also deemed incorrigible and unredeemable, but yet today works at the public defender's office and is planning on going into law school. These are children that our society threw away. And rather than invest in incarceration than in investing in alternatives. Our organization focuses on the adult population. Despite the shoestring budget that we've been operating under, we've been able to open up a restorative justice healing home because our organization focuses on healing from trauma, generational trauma. We also run 3 support groups. One is every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m., not just for the system impacted, but also for the families and the community members that are impacted by mass incarceration, crime. We also run a bi-weekly relationship support group for men and women. And you're all invited to come. It's open to the public. We've had the mayor, we've had Congressman Payne, we have dignitaries come into our support group. It's open to the community because mass incarceration affects everyone. And I want to see the legislature invest more in preventative. And Mr. Assemblyman Stewart, you mentioned something, right? And we unfortunately are a society that are reactionaries. Right? We react when our children get in trouble, but we don't ask, wow, you displaying the behavior that you're displaying. That's because I didn't have breakfast this morning. I came to school hungry. That's because I'm going through a metal detector and being treated like a criminal. That's because everything I see around me is destruction. My brother got killed. A friend of mine got killed. This is trauma that our community, our children are dealing with each and every day. And it's ironic because my brother, Carmelo Ortiz, who's one of our co-founders, we went to Barrington High School and we spoke to the vice principal and said, hey, we would like to come in here and mentor the kids for free. And we could not get into Farmington High School. But I think that we need to focus on elementary school, in addition to high school. But these are the challenges in structural systems that impedes credible messengers like myself. Every Thursday night, we have a room of approximately 40 to 60 people, standing room only. And the room is filled with men and women that are credible messengers, that are willing and ready and able to get back. We were once part of the problem, now we're part of the solution. And we have people who are investors, people who are homeowners, who are developers, who are supervisors in different companies. And we need to invest in not just reacting when our kids display certain behaviors, right? Because, I mean, if I had a probation officer that came to my house and interacted with my family, if I had credible messengers that invested in me, if I had community that cared and invested in me, I would not have went to prison for 30 years. Prison did not save me, prison did not help me. What helped me was that seed that my mother planted when she took me to church every Sunday. And I found myself in prison, in a 6x8 cell, at the age of 18, like, what the, how did I end up here? This is not what my mother taught me. And I went back and I started watering that seed that my mother planted, and I connected back with God and transformed my life. So I want to just implore all of you to invest in our kids, and I just throw them away. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Thank you for your testimony today. Thank you both.
Thank you.
That will conclude